Imagine waking up every day with a calm mind, a clear heart, unshaken by gossip, untouched by insults, free from the mental grip of negativity. That's not a fantasy, that's a choice, a path. And the ancient Stoics walked it centuries ago. They didn't just resist negativity, they transformed it. Pain became fuel, criticism became clarity. Setbacks became sharpened steel. You don't need to wait for peace, you need to train for it. This is your call to shed the weights that drain your energy, the anger, the bitterness, the noise. This is your moment to break free from negativity and reclaim your power through Stoic wisdom. Let's begin. We blame the world for our misery, but the real enemy isn't out there. It's the voice inside that believes every insult, obsesses over every failure, and clings to resentment like a lifeline. The Stoics knew, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. Negativity is a lens, not the truth. It turns neutral events into personal attacks. You misplace your keys. Suddenly, you're a failure. Someone ignores you. Now you're unworthy. Negativity thrives in assumption, in attachment, in ego. But you were not born with negativity. You were taught it, and what is learned can be unlearned. The Stoic path isn't about fake positivity. It's about freedom. Freedom from being ruled by your reactions. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his journal, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't be." What does that mean? That pain isn't just what happens, it's how we interpret what happens. Negativity enters when we give events power they don't deserve. A missed opportunity? Just a redirection. A betrayal? Just a lesson in clarity. Criticism? A moment to test your stability. The Stoic doesn't suppress emotions. They observe them. They don't run from pain. They unpack it. Rational detachment means this: you can feel deeply without falling apart. You can be angry without acting out. You can hear criticism without accepting it as identity. This is power. This is resilience. This is training for the mind. Epictetus taught, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." This is the most important distinction in Stoicism. Your thoughts? Yours. Your actions? Yours. Your judgments? Yours. But other people's opinions? Not yours. Outcomes? Not yours. The past? Never yours. Negativity feeds on the illusion of control. We try to control others. We replay old scenes. We argue with reality. But once you start asking, is this mine to control? Everything changes. That rude customer? Not yours. The weather? Not yours. The inner peace you protect? Fully yours. Freedom begins the moment you stop picking up what isn't yours to carry. Insults? Epictetus said, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your estimate of it." Let's say someone calls you weak. If you know your strength, why defend it? If it's true, why resist it? The Stoic either nods or laughs, but they don't crumble. Loss. Seneca wrote, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive." Loss is real, but clinging turns it into suffering. A Stoic grieves, but doesn't drown. They ask, "What is this moment here to teach me?" Chaos? When the world breaks, the Stoic builds. They accept what is and move forward with what remains, not because it's easy, but because they refuse to be victims. Want to clear negativity? Try this daily ritual, morning reflection. Before touching your phone, ask, "What emotion will I reject today? What virtue will I strengthen?" Midday, check in. Pause and observe your thoughts. Am I judging others unfairly? Am I reacting or responding? Evening journal. Write. What challenged me? What did I control well? What negativity did I fall into, and why? This builds awareness, the antidote to autopilot. Negativity festers in unexamined thoughts. Shine light on them, and they dissolve. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, "The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. The impediment to action advances action." This is Stoic alchemy. Negativity doesn't block your path. It is the path. Every criticism can sharpen you. Every failure can humble you. Every rejection can redirect you. But only if you build your inner citadel, your unshakable core. This is where you retreat when the world screams, where you remember your values, where you breathe instead of react, where you say, "I choose peace." Build it brick by brick, in stillness, in journaling, in silence, because when the storm comes, it's too late to build shelter. You must already be inside. You've likely heard someone say, "I can't help it, that's just how I am." But the Stoics would challenge that. They believed that while we can't always control our first impulse, we absolutely can control the second one, the choice to indulge or correct it. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Epictetus. That sharp reply, that sudden envy, that sinking feeling of inferiority. You can pause, you can breathe, you can choose. Every reaction is an opportunity to practice mastery, to step between stimulus and response, and assert your values. Negativity trains us to flinch. Stoicism trains us to observe before we strike. This is not suppression, it's evolution. One of the most profound Stoic tools for negativity is premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. Each morning, visualize what could go wrong. What if someone offends me today? What if I fail at this task? What if I'm ignored, criticized, misunderstood? You're not attracting bad events. You're rehearsing strength. If you expect hardship, you won't be shocked by it. If you imagine insult, you won't flinch from it. If you mentally rehearse pain, you'll suffer less when it comes. As Seneca said, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand." The Stoic doesn't fear the negative. They face it, again and again, until it loses its bite. Modern society defines strength as dominance, toughness, being louder, being faster, but Stoicism flips the script. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. Real strength is the ability to stay kind under pressure, the power to hold silence when words will do harm, the resolve to walk away instead of escalating. Anyone can scream, anyone can slam a door, but can you pause, look inward, and respond with wisdom? That is Stoic strength, not visible to everyone, but undeniable to those who feel it. Negativity makes you reactive. Stoicism makes you responsive. Anger, grudges, old wounds. We think holding on keeps us strong, but in truth, holding on is what weakens us. If you wish to be improved, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus. You will be misunderstood. You will be judged. You will be betrayed. And you must let go anyway. Why? Because your peace is more valuable than their apology. Because your energy is too precious to spend on resentment. Every time you release bitterness, you make space for growth. Negativity is a cage. Forgiveness is the key. Silence isn't weakness. It's precision. It's restraint. It's focus. Marcus Aurelius practiced silence in his thoughts, not just his speech. He didn't argue with fools. He didn't correct every false assumption. He didn't feed every fire with more words. Don't waste what's left of your life in guessing what others are doing and thinking. Marcus Aurelius. You don't need the last word. You don't need to explain yourself to the unwise. You don't need to react to every jab. Choose silence, not because you're defeated, but because you've outgrown the fight. Let's close this journey with Stoic affirmations, not fluffy slogans, but practical rewiring of thought. Repeat these to yourself daily, or write them in your journal. Stoic affirmations to break free from negativity. I do not control others. I control my response. I will not give power to what drains me. I choose clarity over chaos. I am not what others say. I am what I do. I release what is outside my control. I welcome hardship. It refines me. I seek truth, not approval. I live by values, not moods. I will not inherit anxiety from others. I protect my peace as a sacred duty. And if you take nothing else from this 4-hour journey, take this. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the observer, the director, the builder of a calmer, stronger, freer life. Break free. Begin again. The Stoic way.